Hi, my name is Brian, and today I'm going to be discussing reasons why using drone strikes in Pakistan actually increased our security here in the United States, and also really elevated the level of the United States around the world. So it's a fact, drone strikes have become a real game changer for the United States um, and our war on terrorism. And there are a few reasons for this. One of the main ones being that although the media here in the United States does not portray it that way, there have been relatively few civilian casualties. And in fact, drone strikes are getting more and more precise and extremely efficient um, day by day. This precision is one of the great aspects of using drones and drone strikes, but perhaps the best one is the psychological effects that drones and drone strikes provide to militants. Um, when I talk about the psychological effect, I'm really talking about how it really favors the United States in terms of the psychological aspect of militants. Um, Drone strikes and drones really instill a fear in these militants and these terrorists in many ways. You know, when we talk about time of day, for example, these militants and terrorists are constantly in fear because they don't know if drone strikes are going to come early in the morning, in the middle of the day, or late at night. They don't know whether they're going to be attacked inside of their compounds or outside of their compounds, maybe even on their way to terrorize other cities. This really deters militants and it helps restrict their operations. And this is definitely something that's beneficial for the United States and for the regions that they're consistently terrorizing. Most importantly, all this combined really gives the United States a seat at the table where we're able to bargain in positions in which we can assert our power, both militarily, economically, and specifically to really combat and keep terrorism away from the United States as much as possible. There are, like I said, many reasons why the use for drone strikes in Pakistan were beneficial to the United States. But even today, we're still seeing a rise in terrorism. It's a tragedy that we're seeing it every day, specifically now more in Europe. But there are many reasons why we should continue to use drone strikes even after Pakistan. They're very cost effective. You know, they're a lot more cost effective than ground combat. They're also very beneficial because they really diminish the amount of lives that are lost on the ground. You know, it's very convenient for us to send drones and drone strikes rather than thousands of soldiers that can potentially lose their lives overseas. Most importantly, um, in terms of legalities, it's legal under international law, under Article 51 of the United Nations chapter, and it also is legal here in the United States. So it really provides us kind of like the legal argument to using drones to protect ourselves and our national security, as well as to really help contain terrorism around the world. Also, although the media sometimes is goes back and forth on the issue of drones and drone strikes, um, it's been used under President Bush, President Obama, and even now under President Donald Trump. But the majority of the United States, specifically, you know, the voters and citizens, are very supportive of drone strikes. We're seeing more and more the use of drone strikes be efficient in taking down terrorists overseas in Afghanistan and in Pakistan and other parts of the world. And I think one of the most important parts that really isn't highlighted as much as I think it should be is that although there are many reasons why drone strikes are efficient and productive, um, they really do help keep the United States safe. They do help contain terror. They help us gain intelligence. And most importantly, in times where we're seeing more and more conflict around the world, the use of drones and drone strikes are very consistent in being the most humane way for us to really combat warfare. And that's going to be consistent now over time. Drone strikes are very effective. But ultimately, I do think there does have to be a more political approach to combating terror around the world.